girl, hey. I debated about whether to record this while I look like this still. And I decided that I was going to give you the real me. I just had an experience that I wanted to share with others. So on Saturday, I went to an event to try to, I'm just going to it's going to be a completely raw and honest story. I went to a Black women's meetup event because I don't have any Black friends and I feel less than because I don't have any Black friends, and for some reason whatever. That's not the post for this time. So this weekend I went to a Black women's meetup, and it was so cool. It was such an experience. Just a bunch of women who are, trying to connect in the Dayton area. And I was triggered because 75% of the time they talked about their kids. Out of the 11 of us, I was the only one who didn't have kids. They all had kids, and some had grandkids. And some of you know, some of you don't know. I had a hysterectomy 2 years ago. And so I can now never have kids biologically. And I always knew that I was going to be a mom, right? Like, that's what you dream of. That's what you're going to be, a mom. And to no longer have that ability is heartbreaking. And it makes you feel like you're less than, and all the things. So I went to the thing, and 75% of the time they talked about their kids. And yes, I wanted to chime in because I do have kids. I just didn't birth them. But I've helped raise them. And I love them as if they were my own. I would do literally anything for them. But it just didn't feel the same. It didn't feel the same for me to share those stories because they weren't my kids. And since then, the next day, the boyfriend and I were going to have family pictures, and we canceled, or they got canceled. Oh, it was the weather. The weather ended up making them go canceled. So no family pictures. Then I had made plans with one of my kids and found out that they weren't going to be able to happen for no really good reason. basically I wanted to take him to see a movie, and his mom was going to his actual mom was going to take him to see the movie before I got a chance to. And like literally nothing wrong with that. That's really awesome. That's whatever. But that compounded on top of already feeling less than, that I'm not gonna, like, good, she can actually do it with her biological kid. Like, I got into a whole like a whole pity party with myself. And I have not been myself, because also I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to make my mom a grandmother. I wanted to make a change, a difference. Man, there are so many things. The experience that I had this weekend brought up so much trauma. Listening to them talk about what they would do, I heard my mom and thinking I would not have been a good mom it's not even a good mom. I wouldn't have been a more healed mom had I had kids before now. It's not about being a good mom. Man, there are so many emotions that like got brought up from this. And man, like, I'm all over the place, and I know it, and I hope that you're able to keep up, because I know that I'm going everywhere. But like, I had a weekend. Saturday I went somewhere. It was fantastic to get to know these people, but some of them were my mom's age, and it just was triggering in a way of mom trauma and never having a kid trauma and what the heck am I doing with myself trauma. Like, I'm not doing the things that I said I wanted to do. I'm not whatever. All compounded. And that, I didn't even realize all of that came from one 3-hour event. And I have been in a dark place since then. That happened on a Saturday. Sunday I spent crying, and I could not focus on school. I was snappy with the boyfriend. I was not in a good headspace. And I hadn't not been in a good headspace like that in a really long time. And I reached out to my people, and I said, I'm not okay. I'm not feeling okay. And they did what they do. They encouraged me. They helped me through. And I appreciate them helping me through. And then today, right here, in the car, on the way to pick up my boyfriend, I listened to a song, and I remember that no matter what door God closes for me, there is something better out there. And that I have to go through what I have to go through for some reason, for someone else, to feel whatever. do have kids, and I love my life, and I'm so very grateful for it. It sometimes just sucks, and sometimes the devil gets in my head and makes me feel like I'm less than because I can't biologically have kids. Make me feel like I'm inadequate because I have friends who never wanted kids who have kids, but I couldn't have kids. I let the devil consume me for too long. But today, God reminded me that there is so much more. And I just really wanted to share. Everybody's not religious, and I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I have a connection with my God because I have a connection with a higher power, because y'all, there's just too much in this world to not be connected with God. Like, just too many amazing things if you really sit and think about it. I am thankful if you listened this far. I hope you understood my point. The point is I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what's hurting you or what's making you feel less than, making you feel inadequate. I just want you to remember you are more than enough. You are beautiful, you are amazing, and you are more than enough just the way you are. And you are loved, and you are chosen, and your body is not broken. And for every door he closes, another one he opens. Always. It's a song called by Forrest Frank called Always. Those words, remember them. Bye. Oh, and I forgot to mention that also my brain wouldn't let me process that I connected with a real dope girl who didn't seem to care that I didn't have kids at the meetup. She didn't care. And we've been talking ever since. So, my whole I'm less than is BS. So, yeah.